Hello students, today we are going to start with chapter 11 constructions. What we are going to study in this chapter? First, basics of construction. Second is construction of triangles. In basics of construction, we have to construct angle bisector, perpendicular bisector, and third, construction of angles. In construction of triangles, we have to construct triangles when sum and difference of its sides are given or its perimeter is given. Okay, so we are going to start with first angle bisector. How to construct an angle bisector of a given angle? Suppose we have a angle AOB. Now we have to construct its angle bisector. So we take a compass, taking O as center, and with any radius draw an arc. ओके, हमें O सेंटर लेना है, कंपास ऊपर रखेंगे, with any radius draw an arc. Now taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. From this point, taking this as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc. Now join this point with O. Okay, so this is an angle bisector. So what is an angle bisector? It divides the angle into two equal parts. Suppose this angle is of 60 degrees. So if we construct an angle bisector of this angle, it makes two angles of 30 degrees each. Similarly, question 2. Given an obtuse angle POQ. Now we have to construct an angle bisector of angle POQ. Taking O as center, and with any radius draw an arc. Now taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, radius is equal to more than half of this arc. तो ये हमें approximation से लेना है. Now taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, join O to this point. So OA is the angle bisector of angle POQ. Similarly, we can construct angle bisector of any angle. Now, second point. Second is perpendicular bisector. So what is a perpendicular bisector? Perpendicular bisector bisects a given line segment into two equal parts. And suppose, taking one example, given a line segment AB, given a line segment AB of any length. Now taking A as center and radius is more than half of AB. A सेंटर लेना है हमें, ठीक है, और रेडियस क्या होगी, तो कंपास ए पॉइंट पर रहेगा, रेडियस होगी मोर देन हाफ ऑफ AB, AB से जस्ट मोर देन हाफ, ड्रॉ टू आर्क्स ऑन बोथ साइड्स ऑफ द लाइन. Similarly, taking B as center and more than half of AB, construct two arcs on both sides of the line segment. Join these 2 points. Mark the point as O where the perpendicular bisector intersect AB. So AO is equals to OB. So what is a perpendicular bisector? It bisects a given line segment into two equal parts. Next example. Suppose given a line segment PQ of length 7.5 centimeter. So PQ is a line segment of length 7.5 centimeter. Now draw its perpendicular bisector, taking P as center and more than half of PQ. Draw two arcs on both sides of the line segment. Similarly, taking Q as center and more than half of PQ, draw two arcs on both sides of the line segment. Join the 2 points. So this is a perpendicular bisector. Mark the point as O where the perpendicular bisector intersect PQ. So PO is equals to OQ. Now you can also try first construct angle bisector of A 75 degrees, B 130 degrees. Okay, you can also make these angles by using a protractor. Second, construct perpendicular bisector of A line segment AB is equals to 8.3 centimeter and B line segment PQ is equals to 5.9 centimeter. You can try these two questions. You have to construct an angle bisector of 75 and 130. To construct these angles, you have to use protractor. Right now you have to use protractor. And construct perpendicular bisectors of line segment AB and PQ. Okay, now we have to construct angles using compass and pencil. We do not have to use a protractor to construct an angle. तो अब हम कौन से एंगल्स कंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हैं कंपास और पेंसिल से, ठीक है, जबकि हमें प्रोटेक्टर यूज नहीं करना है. सो वी कैन कंस्ट्रक्ट दोज एंगल्स विच आर मल्टीपल्स ऑफ 15. ठीक है, जो 15 के मल्टीपल्स हैं वही एंगल्स हम कंपास और पेंसिल के थ्रू कंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हैं. सो वी विल स्टार्ट विद 60 डिग्रीज. फर्स्ट इज कंस्ट्रक्ट एन एंगल ऑफ first is 60 degrees. Okay, to draw or construct an angle of 60 degree, first draw a ray OA of any length. Draw a ray OA of any length. रे OA ड्रॉ करिए ऑफ एनी लेंथ, टेकिंग O एज सेंटर एंड विद एनी रेडियस ड्रॉ अ सेमी सर्कल. टेकिंग O एज सेंटर एंड विद एनी रेडियस ड्रॉ अ सेमी सर्कल with the same radius. With the same radius draw another ray with this point. ठीक है, कंपास हमें इस पॉइंट पे रखना है, सेम रेडियस लेनी है. ड्रॉ एन आर्क, join O to this arc, OAB 60 degrees. Second, (120 degrees). To construct an angle of 120 degrees, draw a ray OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius draw a semicircle. O center and with any radius draw a semicircle. With from this point and with the same radius draw another arc. ये जो हमने रेडियस ली थी अभी, सेम रेडियस लेनी है. सेंटर क्या होगा, ये पॉइंट होगा. ड्रॉ अनदर आर्क, ये हो गया 60 डिग्रीज, ये हम ऑलरेडी कंस्ट्रक्ट कर चुके हैं. नाउ फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट, ठीक है, अब सेंटर क्या होगा, ये पॉइंट होगा, कंपास यहां रखेंगे. ड्रॉ अनदर आर्क विद सेम रेडियस. सो दिस एंगल इज 120. ज्वाइन O to this point. This is 120 degrees. Next is third, 180 degrees. Construct an angle of 180 degrees. Draw a ray OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius, O center with any radius draw a semicircle. Now construct an arc from this point. ठीक है, आप कंपास इस पॉइंट पे रखेंगे. विद सेम रेडियस ड्रॉ एन आर्क 60 डिग्रीज, टेकिंग दिस पॉइंट point as center, draw another arc 120. Now taking this point as center and with same radius, draw another arc. If we join this point to point O, so we get 180 degrees, and angle of 180 is a straight line. So these are the three basic angles: 60, 120 and 180 degrees. Next is fourth, construct an angle of 90 degrees. To construct an angle of 90 degrees, first we have to draw a ray OA of any length. Taking O as center and with any radius draw a semicircle. O center and with any radius draw a semicircle. Now taking this point as center, ठीक है, इसे center लेना है, with same radius draw an arc. This is 60. Taking 60 as center, draw another arc 120. So 90 is bisector of 120 and 60. Now from this point draw another arc, draw an arc इस पॉइंट से हमें एक आर्क और ड्रॉ करनी है, ठीक है, और उस आर्क की रेडियस क्या होगी? मोर देन हाफ ऑफ दिस आर्क. टेकिंग 120 as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. (90 degrees). You can also construct an angle of 90 degrees by bisector of 0 and 180. Next is fifth, 75 degrees. To construct an angle of 75 degrees, you have to first construct an angle of 90 degrees. 75 का एंगल कंस्ट्रक्ट करने के लिए पहले हम किसका एंगल कंस्ट्रक्ट करेंगे? 90 का एंगल. ड्रॉ अ रे OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius draw a semicircle. O center with any radius draw a semicircle. Now from this point, taking this point as center and with same radius, construct an angle of 60 degrees. Taking this point as center with the same radius, construct an angle of 120 degrees. Now bisector of 120 and 60. This angle is 90 degree. We have to construct an angle of 75 degrees. So 75 is bisector of 60 and 90. 60 degrees. Taking this point as center, इसको center लेना है. More than half of this arc. Taking 90 as center this point as center and more than half of this arc. Construct an arc, join this point to point O. So this angle is 75 degrees. Next, sixth, 105 degrees. So 105, to construct an angle of 105 degrees, it's similar to the construction of a 75 degree angle. Draw a ray OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius, draw a semicircle. Taking this point as center and with same radius, construct an arc 60 degrees. ठीक है, हमने कौन सा एंगल कंस्ट्रक्ट कर लिया है 60. Now construct an angle of 120 degrees. Taking this point as center and with same radius, draw another arc 120. Now construct an angle of 90 degrees. So 90 degree is bisector of 60 and 120 degrees. Taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. Taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc. So we get 90 degrees. ठीक है, 90 का एंगल आ गया. अब कंस्ट्रक्ट करना है हमें 105. जब 75 का एंगल कंस्ट्रक्ट कर रहे थे, so 75 is bisector of 60 and 90. 105, it's bisector of 90 and 120. So taking 90, this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc. Taking this point 120 as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. So this angle is 105 degrees. Okay, now next angle is 7th. Construct an angle of 30 degrees. So 30 degrees is bisector of 60. To construct an angle of 30 degrees, we have to construct an angle bisector of 60. So first we will construct an angle of 60 degrees, taking OA, draw a ray OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius, draw a semicircle. Taking this point as center and with same radius, construct an angle of 60 degrees. So this is 60. Now 30 is half of 60, so draw angle bisector of 60 degrees. Taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc. Taking 60 as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. 30 degrees. Next is 15 degrees, eighth. Construct an angle of 15 degrees. To construct an angle of 15 degrees, 15 is half of 30. So we have to construct angle bisector of 30 degrees. Draw a ray OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius draw a semicircle, taking this point as center and with same radius construct an angle of 60 degrees. So this is 60, half of 60 is 30. So construct an angle bisector of 60 degrees, taking this point as center, draw an arc, taking this point as center, draw another arc. So this is 30 degrees. Now angle bisector of 30 degrees is 15. So taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc, taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. So this angle is 15 degrees. Now next is 45 degrees. Next angle is 45. To construct an angle of 45 degrees, we have to construct angle bisector of 90 degrees because 45 is half of 90. So draw a ray OA of any length. To construct an angle of 45 degrees, first we have to construct an angle of 90 degrees. Draw a ray OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius draw a semicircle. Now construct an angle of 90 degrees. To construct an angle of 90 degrees, taking this point as center and with same radius draw an arc. So this is 60 degrees. Taking this point as center and with same radius draw another arc. So this angle is 120. 90 is bisector of 60 and 120. Taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc, taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. So this angle is 90. Now we have to construct an angle of 45 degrees. Taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc, taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. So this angle is 45 degrees. Next is 10. Construct an angle of 150 degrees. Okay. How we construct an angle of 150 degrees? So 150 is, to draw an angle of 150, draw a ray OA of any length. Taking O as center and with any radius, draw a semicircle. Then, taking this point as center and with same radius, construct an angle of 60 degrees, construct an angle of 120 and construct an angle of 180 degrees. ये तीनों एंगल्स हम ऑलरेडी कंस्ट्रक्ट करके देख चुके हैं. To construct an angle of 60, 120 and 180. Now 150 is bisector of 120 and 180. So taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc. Taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. Join these 2 points. So this angle is 150 degrees. Okay. Next is 11th. 22 and half degrees. 22 and half degrees is डबल ऑफ 22 एंड हाफ. ठीक है, अगर हम 22 एंड हाफ का डबल करें तो क्या होगा? 45 डिग्रीज. सो बाइसेक्टर ऑफ 45 इज 22 एंड हाफ. टू कंस्ट्रक्ट एन एंगल ऑफ 22 एंड हाफ डिग्रीज, फर्स्ट वी हैव टू कंस्ट्रक्ट एन एंगल ऑफ 90 डिग्रीज. ड्रॉ एनी रे OA of any length, taking O as center and with any radius, draw a semicircle. Taking this point as center and with same radius, construct an angle of 60 and 120. Now bisector of 60 and 120 is 90. Angle bisector of 90, taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw an arc. Taking this point as center and more than half of this arc, draw another arc. This angle is 45 degrees. Now bisector of 45 degrees, taking this as center, more than half of this arc, draw an arc. Taking this point as center, more than half of this arc. So this angle is 22 and a half degrees. Now you can try construct the following angles. Using compass and pencil. First is 90 degrees, second 45 degrees, third 135 degrees, fourth 37.5 degrees. Okay, so these four angles you can try. 90, 45 we have already constructed. 37.5, it's bisector of 75 degrees. And this you have to try, 135 degrees. So this is our basics of construction. Construction of bisector of an angle. Second, perpendicular bisector. And third, construction of different angles using compass and pencil. Thank you.